We just had an excellent cabinet meeting that was almost entirely focused on the Canada-US dynamic. We know how important it is for Canadians.
Oh, not confident at all. No, I think it's time for him to go.
I'm still confident because better than voting for the devil that you don't know.
We need a strong, smart prime minister who has the brains and backbone to first and foremost say to President Trump, Canada will never be the 51st state.
Hello everyone, welcome to Global Perspectives with Emmanuel Ere. Let's turn our attention to Canadian politics for a moment. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister, has not been having the best of times, to put it lightly. Calls for his resignation are reverberating through Parliament. And if you're watching from afar, just skimming the headlines, you might think his resignation is just only a speech away. But is it wishful thinking or is it inevitable? Trudeau recently addressed the press following his ministerial reshuffle. Here's what he had to say.
Prime Minister, are you going to step down? Are you considering proroguing?
We just had an excellent cabinet meeting that was almost entirely focused on the Canada-US dynamic. We know how important it is for Canadians that we be there to protect not just the Canadian economy, but their jobs, the cost of living challenges they're facing that could get worse. We have a lot of work to do, and that's what we're focused on.
What do you think? Is Trudeau weathering the storm, or is this the beginning of the end for his leadership? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, here's another issue that's raising eyebrows, and it's a key part of Trudeau's current struggles. Auto theft. Did you know that in Toronto alone, auto thefts have surged by a staggering 300% since 2015? The government's handling of this issue was front and center during a recent debate in Parliament. So take a front row seat and watch what the government and opposition had to say about tackling this growing menace. And stay tuned until the end, because I will be sharing my perspectives on the travails of Trudeau and what they mean for Canada's political future. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and join the conversation. The support keeps us going and ensures you won't miss a single update on the stories shaping the world.
Opposition.
To keep crime down. Crime is way up. Violent crime is up 40% under this prime minister. And today he had his ministers hold a big press conference as their solution. And in it, they put out a press release that said, and I quote, in 2022, approximately 9,600 vehicles were stolen in the Toronto area alone, representing a 300% increase since 2015. End quote. What happened in 2015? I know, he happened, Mr. Speaker. How can we make him unhappen and stop the crime?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, in 2015, Stephen Harper presented a budget that had slashed funds for policing, slashed funds for CBSA officers, slashed funding for Veterans Affairs Services, and we were there to clean up the mess, to cut taxes for the wealthiest 1%, lower them for the middle class, to support families, to start moving forward on gun control in real ways while the Conservatives cozy up to the American gun lobbies. We've continued to step up and keep Canadians safe. Let them bring assault weapons back to our streets. We'll keep Canadians safe.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Wow, is he ever losing control of himself? Oh my goodness.
Let's dig into the causes of Trudeau's challenges. Number one, mounting scandals. Trudeau's administration has faced several ethical controversies, and there have been questions about his leadership decisions. These scandals have eroded public trust and provided ammunition for his political opponents. Number two is economic pressures. Rising inflation, affordability crisis, and economic stagnation have put Trudeau's government under scrutiny. I think it's fair to say here that is not peculiar to Canada. However, Canadians are increasingly frustrated with the cost of living and the lack of robust solutions.
Oh, not confident at all. No, I think it's time for him to go.
I'm still confident because better than voting for some, the devil that you don't know.
Well, I think that he's going to lose any vote he participates in. I think that the most likely, or I guess the best scenario given my political views, would be for him to step down and to have somebody else go against Poilievre, because I think up to Poilievre at this stage, he's going to lose.
And then you have rising crime rates. Issues like the surge in auto theft and other public safety concerns have called into question the effectiveness of Trudeau's policy, crime prevention and law enforcement. Number 4 is weakening party unity. Trudeau's recent cabinet reshuffle revealed cracks within the Liberal Party. Resignations and internal dissent hint at growing dissatisfaction with his leadership style, even within his own ranks. And the last on the list is geopolitical tensions. Strained relations with nations like the United States, combined with domestic concerns over foreign interference, have added pressure on his already loaded agenda. Recently, things appear to get worse after US President-elect Donald Trump called him a governor and Canada the 51st state of America. Now let's look at what it means for Canada. Number 1, political instability. Continued calls for Trudeau's resignation and opposition momentum could lead to early elections or even a shift in power. This instability may slow progress on key issues that affect the everyday lives of Canadians. And you have rise of opposition forces. The Conservatives, led by Pierre Poilievre, are capitalizing on Trudeau's challenges, framing themselves as a viable alternative.
We need a strong, smart Prime Minister who has the brains and backbone to first and foremost say to President Trump, Canada will never be the 51st state. We will be an independent, proud, sovereign country, as we always have been.
Number 3, public distrust to leadership. The repeated controversies may deepen voter distrust, making it harder for any leader or party to regain public trust. And policy gridlock. If Trudeau's government struggles to rally support, key policies on climate action, healthcare, and crime prevention could stall, delaying much needed reforms. Number 5, reinvention or decline. For Trudeau, these challenges are pivotal moments. He must either reinvent his leadership and policies or risk his legacy being defined. Finally, Trudeau's challenges are not just about him. They are shaping Canada's political future. What happens next could change the country's direction for years to come. That's all for today on Global Perspectives with Emmanuel Ere. See you in the next one.